One step forward and two steps back. Is that always a bad thing? I'm here to argue that, at least in this case, it's the right way to go. Hi, my name is Andrew, and I'm here to tell you about backwards design in curriculum development. Backwards design was created by Grant Wiggins and Jay McTighe, and basically the idea is the teacher decides what the student has to know or be able to do at the end of the learning, and then they move backwards from that. So they develop an assessment or a test that proves that the teacher proves that the student can accomplish the task or have the knowledge. Then they move backwards one step further and they just say, okay, how do we teach the students to get there? We develop our lesson plans and instruction in a way that scaffolds them directly to that assessment. Wiggins and McTighe had a way of zeroing in on the knowledge that they thought would be the most important. They called it the 3 ovals. Basically, you draw one oval, you populate it with information that you think your students should be familiar with. You draw one inside of that and you fill that with more complicated concepts, and then you draw a third circle or oval inside of that one, and you put your core ideas there. That's where you get your goals from. So you work backwards from those goals, and that's how the concept works. I chose backward design because starting with your end goals in mind and working backwards, focusing in that way, creates a straight line between where we are, where we need to get to. And for me, that really lends itself to hands-on. And as a Red Seal chef, I'll be teaching culinary arts. Of course, there's theory, but most of the time in kitchen, it's hands-on. So that works for me. Another huge bonus to me is the validity. So planning it this way makes everything align, and you are baking content validity right into your planning. Content validity, of course, being, is my test testing what I think it is? Is it covering the same things that I covered in my teaching? This motivational strategy would be most effective when the instructor has time to plan ahead and really work on the design and details of their course. Luckily, I'm not yet an instructor, so I have that time to plan ahead and get all of my content to align properly. This may be my own opinion only, but I also believe that this instructional strategy works best for hands-on instruction, which is, of course, great for me, being a chef. The main aspect of motivation that I see with backwards design is clarity. It creates alignment and points the whole course or module in one direction. That really helps things to flow. It makes the end goal clear to everyone involved. It helps the students understand the why of the day-to-day activities. It also promotes open communication, which removes barriers such as embarrassment, misunderstandings, and just promotes a sense of community, which is very important for motivation. The level of planning needed for this is quite high, but it's an investment. So the instructors are impacted by having a heavy workload during the planning stages, but a smoother flow during the teaching process. The students are impacted by the clarity and relevance that this brings. They should be more engaged and motivated, and hopefully able to form long-lasting knowledge more easily. On the plus side, it develops alignment, it shows relevance and purpose, it helps with identifying knowledge gaps and planning scaffolding assignments to fill those. It lends itself to refinement in the future because you have a clear goal and you'll be able to tell if your students are making that or not, and if you need to adjust your curriculum. And of course, once it's established, it should free up some extra time. As for cons, it is a lot of work to get set up in the first place. It's a big time commitment. there's a potential to focus too closely and kind of lose sight of the big picture. And I also feel that if you align your components too closely, it could become boring or even predictable, and some students might kind of ride along on autopilot. But in summary, all in all, I believe in backward design. I think it will fit well with my future course that I'm developing as I take the PIDP, and I will definitely use it. I hope that you've learned something here and enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.